I can't help it.
Hello, everybody. Hello, everyone. Good evening to you all. Yeah, this is Michael Kevin, and I bring you something amazing tonight. Like you always know, I bring you inspiring tips and stuff that are spirit lifting, life transforming words. And tonight is going to definitely be exceptional. So you join me from your location and drop on the comment section where you're watching me from. This is Michael Kevin. Good evening to you all. I want to see your comments below. Let me know where you're watching from. Where exactly are you watching from? I want to know. Good evening once again. I want to also get your greetings. Come on, guys. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Tonight is going to be amazing. And I trust someone's life is going to be transformed by the reason. Let me speak like a man of God now. By reason of tonight's word. So come on. Let me know where you're watching from. And tonight I have someone who's going to, be having an interactive session with me, and we're going to focus our attention on a very important topic tonight. And this is really going to inspire and encourage someone to, move his or her life forward. And I really can't wait to have you join me tonight. So let's do this real quick. Let's do this already. How to achieve peak performance is the topic of tonight, and I really want you to join me real quick. I want you to join me real quick. I want you to join me. So share, share, share. Keep clicking the share button. I want to share this live to some person from different location. Join me and do well to share to your friends. Do well to share. Do well to share. Do well to share. Share already. So I just share this on my timeline so people can tune in. And I want you to do the same. You're just coming in. I want you to share. Click the share button, invite someone because this is really going to be impactful. This is going to inspire them. So, before I proceed, how was your day? I want you to let me know how your day was. How was your day? I hope you had a beautiful day. I hope you had a beautiful day. Okay. So, let's get in for tonight's event. So tonight I have a guest who will be sharing with us on this topic, how to achieve peak performance. Diana Leslie, and she'll be tuning in from USA. And I know you can't wait to have her on this platform. You can't wait to hear her speak tonight. You can't wait to listen to this amazing lady. She's full of, wisdom, and the stuff she bring in are really, really life transforming. You can equally check out her other platforms and you see the amazing stuff she's doing out there. So let's get started real quick. Let's get started. Let's get started. Let's get started. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, I'll be bringing in the guest for tonight, Diana Leslie, and she's tuning in from the United States. So let's do this tonight. Okay, here we have our guest for tonight. Okay,
Hello. Hello.
yeah.
Thank
Good
you.
evening from this side, from this side, from this side.
Yes,
It's evening.
hello. Good evening. Thank you so much for having me. It is an honor to be here tonight. So thank you so much for allowing me to be here to share with you on your platform.
You're welcome. And I count it a rare privilege having you as well. So let's just
Bless you.
make this happen.
Yes,
So
sir.
quickly, I would like you to, introduce yourself to the audience.
Okay, well, my name is Diana Leslie. I am an inspirational speaker, a life coach, among several other things. And I'm just here to share some things on Michael Kevin's platform that is hopefully going to edify you and encourage you in your business process.
Okay. So, and what exactly are we going to be sharing tonight?
We're going to be talking about different things to help you get to your peak performance.
Okay, that's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing. So, real quick, we're just going to jump into what we have for tonight. I thank God, I bless the name of the Lord for tonight's event, and I
Yes.
trust this is really going to, transform the life of someone because peak performance is absolutely an area of life that everyone needs to, build upon in order to have a beautiful kind of life. And I trust what we are sharing tonight is really going to inspire someone to move his or her life forward, be it in their personal life, their business, their career, whatsoever it is. I trust someone is going to catch the light to take the bull by the horn and move their life forward. And that is the goal of tonight's live session. So I'm glad to have you. And real quick, I want us to jump into what we have tonight, how to achieve peak performance. And we are going to start. I want to kick this off by asking a question. Yeah, and I
Oh,
want you to just give an overview of what you understand by this word we are bringing in tonight, peak performance.
okay. So peak performance is basically being at your optimal performance level, whether it be in business, your personal life, anything that you strive for. You want to be at peak performance. So there are elements that you have to implement in order to achieve that.
Okay. Oh, that's amazing. Some kind of elements we need to put in order to attain the highest level of performance and become the best version of who we are meant to be. Okay.
Yeah.
And yeah, I believe there are important keys that helps individuals or business persons to achieve this stuff, this topic or this angle, this area we are discussing tonight, peak performance. And I just have this question. How would you further explain peak performance? Like personalize it in your personal life. How have you been able to, maximize what we call peak performance in order to, become who you are today? I know you're touching a whole lot of life, you're inspiring a whole lot of persons. How do you do the stuff you do? Because I that's literally what I call peak performance.
Okay. Okay. So yes, sir. It's really easy. It starts with submission. So you have to submit to God, okay, who is your ultimate God, but that He will guide you in different things to you to do so that you will reach your peak. But it all starts with Him. Okay. So, for example, some of the things that I would suggest is a morning routine. You have to have order in your life, and you have to branch it out because if you don't have order in your life, you're not going to reach your peak performance. You're not going to reach your optimal best self. Okay. So you have to have a good morning routine. You have to go to bed at a decent hour. You have to also have a set mindset. Your mindset has to be in order for you to, reach your peak performance. If you have a negative mindset, you're never going to reach it. And then another thing is a plan. You have to have a plan. You have to have a business plan. You have to have a plan daily. You write, like, at the beginning of the week, you gotta, like, I write everything down in my plan for the week, just in my day-to-day life, because it gets so hectic in your day-to-day life that you can forget little small things that are very key to the next thing that you need to accomplish. So you have to be organized in your thoughts, and it's always good stress relief to have it written down so that you don't have to keep everything up here, which there's so much other things going on in your life. And then the next thing you have to do is network. Networking is very important for you to grow your business and be successful. Networking, you have to do that, because if you don't get your brand out there and your purpose out there, then nobody's going to know who you are. You're not going to be able to touch other lives.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
From what you said right now, I understood you. There's something key you made mention of, and it's really, I strike a chord, and I really want to lay emphasis on that. You talked about, one, taking his life, his business, or whatever they do, putting it out there for people to see, because you want to reach peak performance. You're doing it like people out there need to know about what you're doing, and you really need to strike the balance. And
Yeah.
most times I tell people, like, for you to maximize whatever area of your life, you need to learn to balance your business life with your personal life, because
Yes.
most times it's going to be a whole lot of clash. And
Right.
this is majorly or mostly reasons why a lot of people find it difficult to, move their life forward when they begin to, have this discouraging factor. Like, I have friends who always complain to me about the busy nature of his business. And he'll be
Mm.
like, Kelvin, because of ABC, my business, I rush to work very early in the morning. I come back very late at night, even to fix my room, sweep my room, do certain things in my room is really tedious for me.
Yeah.
And you see all this kind of story, all this kind of, excuses. Yeah, these
Mm.
things are going there. But when one makes up his mind to, move his life forward and achieve a higher level of performance in
Yes.
whatsoever area, it calls for total commitment in order
Yes.
to achieve,
Yes.
because
Absolutely.
we are never going to achieve peak performance without absolute commitment to
That's right.
what area we do we
Yes.
bringing it in. So the next thing I want to just get from you right now is actually a question, and I want to understand from your perspective, what do you think really makes peak performance like being important, like for individuals and even in businesses and companies? Why do you think peak performance is important? What makes it important?
Well, peak performance is important because you have to have structure. Okay. So if you're not, consistent with your business plan, if you're not consistent with your strategies, if you're not consistent in your education, staying on top of what's new, what's has your market changes and things like that, then you are not going to be at your peak performance. You have to have a business strategy, a made up mind to stay focused, to stay current. You can't have that lazy spirit going around, because it's work. Anything worth having takes work and dedication. So we have to stay focused on what is the plan? What is the end goal? What is the result that you want in your business, in your personal life? It all goes together. What is your goal? And you have to be dedicated, submitted to that goal in order for it to work. You just have to stay focused. There's a lot of distractions out there. Some people tend to compare themselves to other people. So that's another problem that will hinder your peak performance. You're worrying about what the next person is doing and how the next person is doing it. And you just
Yeah.
really can't do that. You can't do that. You have to stay focused, and you have to trust the process. Trust yourself in the process of learning and things like that, so that you won't have that issue. So those are some of the things that I came up with that are like, very important in peak performance. So
Okay.
we just want to stay focused on those things. Can you see me?
Yeah, I can see you clearly. I can see you.
Okay. All right. Because my lighting just changed.
Real
So
quick, I want to welcome everyone who's joining us tonight. I really want to appreciate you for tuning in. We have David. Sir David, you're welcome. Thanks for joining. And where are you watching from, sir? It's good to have you live. Thanks for. And I have Love. Thanks for tuning in, love. It's good to have you here. It's
Hi.
good to have you. So let me know where you're watching from. I really want to know where you're watching from, your location, your country, your states, wherever you're watching from. Just drop on the comment section below. I want to know where you're viewing from. And on the course of this session, you have any question, feel free to drop your question right there below. I will be glad to attend to your questions after now. So, back to the business of the day. From your explanation, you talked about the importance of peak performance and the reason why one ought to, implement it in their business, in their personal life. And this really makes a whole lot of sense from your explanation. And I realize this is the key thing that every, let's say, the youth out there need to,
Yes,
need
yes,
something of that nature to, implement in their personal life as to enhance their productivity measure.
yes,
I talk about business a lot, and one thing I learned about business over time is every business person has this mindset and this interest of increasing profits and being more productive.
mm-hmm,
Yeah,
yes,
even at the point where they're talking about bringing down the price of commodity, they always have this mindset of, yeah,
right,
even they really want to achieve a greater level of profit in their business. So
yes,
individual personal life, the only way to become more productive and become more profitable to oneself is to attain a higher level of peak performance. That's, you just have to move your life forward.
yes,
And there's a key area for me that I think would actually make this much more effective, and that is the area of individual skill or talent.
yes,
There's no way you're going to become a high performance person without being an expert in your area of gifting.
yes,
Although I always tell people, no one is born as an expert or as a professional. You keep
yes,
doing life on your journey, you realize you keep refining your gifting, you keep refining your gift, and the more you do that, you increase your level of skillfulness,
yes.
and that's when experts are made. That's where experts are made.
Yes, yes, I agree, Kevin. I definitely agree. And that draws me back to my point that I was making about staying consistent. For me, one of the key things was mentorship. I have some great spiritual mentors in my life. I have a great spirit business coach, such as yourself in my life. So it's very imperative to get surround yourself around people that actually have had success in the area that you're trying to grow in. Because it's not meant for you to try to take it on your own. Without knowledge, you cannot, be successful. Okay, so you have to gain the knowledge that you need in the area that you want to, become successful in, so that you'll be able to better help your business, your brand, and people that your customers or your people that come to you. You'll be able to lead them in the right direction in whatever it is that you're trying to build. So you'll actually be, as you pour into yourself, invest
Mm.
in yourself is what I mean. You actually become a more value to the community that you're placed in, that you live in. um a lot of times I see businesses fail because people have the mindset of the get rich quick thinking, and that's not the right mindset to have. Yes, there are those exceptional stories where someone did something and it just worked for them, but majority of the time, 99% of the people, that's not the case. You have to start small, and that's why on my channel I'm always pushing people to get started. It doesn't matter about the small things. Okay, just get started. It doesn't matter if you only have one t-shirt to sell. Make that sale. you know Make that sale. It doesn't matter where you start. It's all about the finish. And every big business that you see started somewhere. Started small. Not every big business was started as a corporation. And so we have to, keep that mindset. And that's why I keep going back to the fact that you have to have a set mind. that no matter what, I'm going to keep moving forward. Like you said, I'm going to keep moving forward in this process. I'm going to not make excuses about being tired, being overworked. I'm not making that sale, or not people not liking me, or whatever the excuse. That we can come up with 1,000 excuses in our day-to-day lives. So excuses, there's no excuse when the business of success.
If you check the post I made a post on my timeline that's actually yesterday, and the part of the content of that post, I say no excuse is enough to hold you down from winning
Yes.
your goals and dreams
Yes.
forward. So you know,
Yes.
if we want to bring in excuses, we'll have
Mhm.
millions upon millions and millions of excuses to give
Yes.
as to the
Yes.
reason why we shouldn't do certain things, as the
Right.
reason why we shouldn't wake up in the morning and go to work.
Yes. Yes.
And there's something I realized about white collar job. I realized 70 to 80% of the persons who are into white collar job, they really find it, they are not comfortable with their job. They are
Right.
not cool with
Mhm.
their job. They
That
are
is
fed up with their job. They
Yes.
wish they are doing something else, much more tangible. And this boils down to the moment I keep reminding persons, individual, especially youths like myself, pursue through purpose, pursue
Yes.
through your natural gifting, because those things that are really going to make you become this exceptional person,
Yes.
fulfilled person, happy person, are the things that you were born with,
Right.
are
Right.
gifting inside of you, are the
Yes.
things you're able to put out that makes you unique.
That's right.
There's this key stuff that's very vital, and that is a point I've always taken note of many years ago. If you
Mhm.
fail to work your dreams, your goals, your purpose, you end
Mhm.
up spending your entire life, working for someone. Like
Yeah.
you'll be paid the rest of
That's
your life.
right.
That's why at certain points in life, I encourage the youth, to employ their gifting, their natural talent, because there's a
Mhm.
time where to get to, and you realize you're going to monetize it, and you begin to leverage on your natural gift. So,
Yes.
but before this takes you to that point, you need to nourish it, you need to refine it, you need
Yes.
to attain a higher level of expertise in that area.
Mhm. Yes.
Quick, I want to understand something from you, because I'm actually learning from you on this session, because no one is an wisdom, so we all learn from each other. Iron sharpened iron. So
Yes.
the audience are learning, and I'm equally learning. We are learning from each other. So I want to get a key point from you. What are the
Mhm.
three strategies you have implemented in your life over time? Like three key strategies that have
Okay.
helped you achieve peak performance, that have
Um.
helped you at kind of optimum, or what should I use right now? A highest level of results you've attained in your life. What are the three strategies you implemented or you put in place to achieve these things?
Okay. So my blueprint is constantly changing, but the key factors that I use is my mentorship. I have great, like I said before earlier, I have great spiritual mentors in my life, as well as great business mentors in my life. So mentorship is one of them. The other is self-care. Like, not many people think about this one, but self-care is very important. Getting the proper rest every night, having the right nutrition. Another part of self-care that people probably don't think about is the people that surround you. If you want to reduce some of the stress, surround yourself around positive people that encourage your walk, people that encourage your business. You don't want to surround yourself with negative people, because they will bring you down, and you can't reach peak performance in business or any aspect of your life being around negative people that have no goals in life. You always want to set yourself around people that are a little higher up than you, so that you can have something to reach. Because as you get around better quality people, you will realize better quality people don't have time to sweat this little things, don't have time to talk a lot. they're actually moving in action. They're actually working on their goals. The conversation changes. It's not negative all the time, talking about what the next person's doing. It's about their accomplishments and how they can help you accomplish your goals. You know, so and that's very important in your stress and in you staying encouraged in your process. And well, has helped me. Removing the negative people out of my life, or the non-goal oriented people out of my immediate circle, has helped me to stay focused on my goals, to achieve my goals, and to, you know, build up my self-confidence to the point where I can now share my gifts with the public. I mean, because there was a point in time where I was so shy and insecure, where I would never, you know, be on a platform like this. I could never do it because I lacked that self-confidence. You know, even though, you know, self-confidence plays a big part, you know, in this thing. And you just have to invest in yourself. And investment is in education. You have to invest in yourself by making life changes, diet choices, because actually food can either give you positive energy or negative energy. If you're eating a lot of junk food, it's not good for your mind, because you're going to be sluggish, you're going to be tired. You know, your main focus now becomes the junk food. I talked about this on my channel, but I was talking about social media, you know, how that can become your God, you know. But, you know, we have to just be very focused and very diligent on what we focus on in a day. Okay, we all need nourishment, but sometimes some of us get stressed and we make nourishment our main focus, which causes us to lose focus of the goals that we needed to achieve that day. Okay, so that's just one example of many things that can be distractions. Okay, so another thing is I've learned to pace myself. I realize that life, we're all on a journey, but the journey does not have to be a marathon. It doesn't have to be a sprint. You know, it's okay to crawl through the process. It's okay to walk through the process. The main important thing about this process is you just don't want to give up. You don't want to give up on yourself. If you try to take on too many things at one time, you can get overwhelmed and it can seem impossible to accomplish. But if true. You understand? Yeah. So it's like you just take, like I've learned to take the little things and try to master that before I jump out to do the next thing. Because a lot of times when you master the little thing and you pray to God, you'll get the guidance that you need for what is your next move. And it may be unexpected, you know, because like being on this platform, I didn't expect to be on this platform a while ago, like last week. But, you know, I'm just so thankful for the invitation. But I mean, I know I'm going off course, but I'm just saying that's how quick God can move in your life. That's how quick He can change things. As long as you are obedient and you follow, you have faith and you follow directions. Don't be hasty, because your mindset can really set you up for failure. If you feel like self-entitlement is a no. We're not entitled to nothing. Okay? We have to work for everything that we get. You know, it's not something that just falls in your lap, because I feel like we're dealing with this generation that we're in now. I think it's called Z or something like that, where they feel like everything should be, they're self-entitled to everything. I don't know about you, but my generation growing up, we had to work hard for everything that we got. It wasn't just handed to us on a silver spoon, you know? And so for me, it's all about the work. Anything worth having, you have to put in the work, the hard work for it. Okay? Or you could just sit and complain about how nothing's happening for you. Okay, it's not happening for you because what are you doing? You know, God blesses those that help themselves. You know, a man that don't work, don't eat. So we have to put in the work. We have to put in the work. I mean, that's the word. I'm sorry. You have to put in the work. And yeah, for me, I pray, I fast. That has also helped me in my walk. I talk about education. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. It's all in a nutshell, but it starts with your morning routine. You have to have good sleep, good eating habits, and you have to, be careful who you let into your inner circle.
You know,
So I hope that.
when you talk about eating, you said a man who does not work should not eat. Like in, in, in my country, we'll put it like no food for lazy man.
Yes, yes. I love it. I love
So
it.
you really need to leave something out of your life. You really want to get your daily bread in place. You really have to put in the work. So,
Yes.
you talked about the three strategies that have actually helped you
Hmm.
evolve and become who you are, and have actually helped you develop yourself and become a person of value. And it's still helping you because life, I believe, life is a process, and
Yes,
the
yes.
process is never ending. It's a
That's
continuous
right.
process. Yeah, till we get to the end of our life, we'll keep moving on the process. And
Hmm.
we have to accept the process of the journey. So personally, there are three key things that I've always, looked out for. And it's just like exact similar to what you say, but just putting it in my own terms. Like I talk about my goals, I talk about the direction and the association. Yeah, because these are the tricky things I've always taken notes of in order to, move my life forward. When I talk
Yeah.
about goals, it's important that for one to, move his life forward or move business forward, there's need for, the vision to be written down. There's
Yeah.
need for goals to be set. There's need for
Yes.
target to be defined. When
Right.
target is defined, it makes it easier to move the journey forward. It
Yes.
makes it easier climbing the stairs because at this point, this is what I ought to be doing. At this time, this
Mhm.
is what I ought to do in order to move this business forward.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
because little drop of waters are actually what makes for an ocean.
Yes. Yes. I love it. I love
If you
that.
want
I
to make
love.
an ocean, you need to focus on those little drop of waters.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
That's
gradually it's going to make for an ocean. So I talk about direction, and there's never going to be direction in the life of an individual or in a
mhm.
particular business. A business will never have direction if they do not have a blueprint called their goals,
Yes.
business vision, business targets. There's
Right.
need for this to be outlined, and this is how direction is going to show up. There's
Mhm.
never going to be direction for a business or a company that has no blueprint.
Right.
I tell people most times you should take out time to, set the target for, like, let's say you want to do some stuff 2023, 2024, 2025. Just take out time
Hmm.
and pull these stuffs down, like the major goals, the major targets you want to, put out. That's your future goal. You have to launch into the future via
Right.
your thinking. Via your thinking, you need to launch into the future. This is
Right.
how you're going to literally achieve those things, and it's definitely going to be easy for you when you
Mm.
begin to implement the strategies. It's good
Yes.
to have live evidence. Patrick, thanks for tuning in, and I really appreciate to have you here. So let me know where you're watching from. I really want to know. Sir
Yes.
David, I think it's good to have you. Thanks. I get your comments. He said good information. It's good to have you live, sir. Thanks for
Bless you.
being part of this live broadcast.
Bless you.
So I was actually talking about the goals, the targets, the direction, that's the part, and you talk about the association, that's the community. So
Hmm.
the third point is the association, which is also the community. You're
Hmm.
never going to do business or life effectively without the people around you. So that's why, as a young person, as a youth I am, as a young man, let me just put it that way. I've always been, conscious of this stuff, the kind of company I keep, because I know your environment also has a whole lot of role to play in your life. And when you are not in the right kind of environment, it has a way of this taking you off the path you ought to be in.
That's right.
It's a way of taking you off the path. When you are in the wrong environment, let's say, for instance, for example, the fishes in the river. When you
Mm,
take out a fish from the water and place it on the ground, it has no way, like movement becomes difficult
yes,
because
yes,
it doesn't belong there. It has to be in the water to swim effectively. Same
yes,
applicable to the life of individuals, to businesses. Every business have to, be situated in the right environment for it to thrive.
right. That's
So
right.
for everything to thrive and succeed in life, environments need to be in place. So Friday, Emmanuel, it's good to have you live. Thanks for tuning in. It's good to have you. You're welcome, sir. So I want to really understand, like, your personal life. How have these strategies, you made mention of three strategies you've implemented over time, and I want to understand how have these been effective? How have they been able to help you? What is the result you can, outline or highlight as to
Hmm.
what this have for you? I believe you understand my question.
Yes, yes, sir, I do. So for me, I think that all the strategies that I have shared with you tonight and I have implemented myself, because I would never tell anyone to do anything that I haven't tried myself as far as implementing for self growth. So all these strategies together have like helped me to blossom, to have confidence in myself, to have a clear understanding of the direction and the calling and the purpose of my life. And it also, as I edify myself with the word of God and anything else that I'm studying, I'm better able to share the message that I have from my scriptures and things like that to other people. I'm better. I feel like I'm more effective as a businesswoman, as a as everything that I am, the many hats that I wear. I'm just more effective, and I know that I still have a long way to go. I still, because you, like you said earlier, that this journey is a lifelong process. So I'm
Yeah,
a person that
right.
believes in lifelong education. Yeah, lifelong process. I believe in life. We are here to learn. We are here to grow. We are here to better ourselves. So it's not something we're never going to arrive. You know what I mean? So we have to um, changing our strategies. Keep getting educated on the latest strategy, or keep getting edified by the word of God. So I'm trying to incorporate the business aspect of things. We have to stay up on anything that's changing in the world, because as the world changes, your business approach has to change. So the foundation is always going to be God. But if you're going to be a
Yeah,
successful business person, you have got to be able to change with the times. No, like if you were a CD, what is that? What are those things called? A VHS. I don't know if you know what a VHS is. The VCR is like the recordings used to be on a VHS here. Um, you know what a CD-ROM. So like if you were a salesman of those products, you now have to come up to where it is now, the digital age. You got to try
yeah,
to touch selling digital products, because nobody is going to buy a VHS cassette at this time, in 2022. It may have been successful 20 years ago, 30 years ago, but it's not going to be a successful sales pitch now. So you have to be willing to change with the times, in order to be successful. So I hope that I'm answering your question. I just have so much, bottled up that I'm trying to get out. But I
yeah,
also I, I also remember you saying something about the 2 drops of water can make us see. I agree with that so much. Like the Bible says, you can start with the faith of a mustard seed, and
yeah,
it could feed the multitude. You know what I mean? So it's just all about just really getting started. Really getting started and having that faith and staying focused and just being willing to be teachable. Be teachable. Don't think that you have a I know it all type of attitude. because I know it
Yeah,
all attitude
it's a
is,
bad kind of art.
oh
Yeah,
my goodness, talk about it. It's not going to get you anywhere. It's not going to get you anywhere. And there's a lot of arrogance in the world nowadays. And we got to just be, receptive, because even a child can teach us something, you know.
yeah,
The Bible says something about out of the mouth of babes, so we just have to be we never know how God is going to send someone to speak life into our lives, to help us with that business that we want, to help us with the house that we're trying to purchase, to help us with the job lead that we've been looking or dreaming about our whole lives. You never know what direction God is going to come to bless you. But if we're walking around in a negative mindset, thinking we know everything, we can miss our blessing. We can miss our calling, So you never know where your help is coming from. So we always have to be open and receptive and treat people how we want to be treated, and not think that we are bigger than what we are.
yeah.
Not think that we're bigger than what we are.
That's loads of value in there. Loads of value in there. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's I must commend you for those words, because you dived real deep into explaining all this stuff, and it's very important. Like
Yes.
when you talked about, you made reference to the water stuff, and you talked about how the one have to stick to plan. I just want to paint it this way: you have to stick to plan, because
Yes.
one of the things I notice over time is that a lot of people often have change of plan. Like, you're made
Hmm.
to move in this direction. This is what you really want to make out of your life. This is where you want to take your life to. This will what God really wants you to do with your life. This is the
Yeah.
kind of business you mapped out to do, because you realize someone is doing better elsewhere, and you just
Yeah.
want to change. Most
Yes.
times you're switching to something else that is not meant to be your
Right.
place. You just have to stay on course. You have to
Yes.
stay focused on your own path, because everyone has different paths to follow. And
Yes.
when you understand this, it makes life quite easier, because you're walking on your own path and you're joyfully
Hmm.
doing your journey. Because
That's right.
your journey is meant to differ from that of the next person. Could be your
That's
best
right.
friend, could be your twin brother. It doesn't matter. Your journey is meant to be different, because we all have different success stories to tell.
Yes.
So, in order to
Yes.
achieve
Agree.
that, you need to realize you have different ball game altogether. It's
That's
good
right.
to have you in. So, thanks for tuning in. I'm glad to have you tonight live, and yeah, it's good to have you. So, you watching us, just let us know where you're watching from. I want to know your location. Thanks for tuning in.
Yes.
So, and all the stuff we've been talking about, I know there are disadvantages to them. Like, when one keep resisting becoming a high value person, because the world is not going to celebrate you if you fail to become a high value person.
Mm. Mm. Yeah,
The
that's
world,
true.
the people around you are only waiting for you to succeed, for them to celebrate you. We
That's
have
true.
this mindset. Often we just want to be appreciated. We want people to say thank you. We want people to give us the accolade. You're doing a nice job. But those stuffs are never going to come until you become a high value person,
That's true.
until
That's,
people begin to see the result, the outcome of your life, the
yeah.
outcome of your business.
Yes.
And knowing this fully well, then we need to, put in the work to
Yes.
achieve the right path, to achieve the right success that will bring about this kind of stuff.
Yes. So I have a key for that. Actually, you just led me somewhere else. I have a
Right,
key for.
right on, right on.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt you, sir, but I just want to say that one my spiritual father always says to me, or teaches us, that you have to get over the spirit of people. Okay, it's the spirit of people that hinders your growth. Okay, so yes, you're right. People will only celebrate you when you're successful. When you're trying to get up there and you're making those little steps to get to the up the ladder. There are a lot of people that won't support you, but there are a few that will. Those one or two is all you need. You don't want to worry about being too big too fast. You have to get the mindset, because all success starts in the mind. You have to get the
Yeah.
mindset to get over the spirit of people, because people will tear you apart. No matter if you're doing good or bad, they will tear your self-esteem apart. So you like you just, and I thank God for my mentorship, my spiritual leadership. I'm telling you, without them pouring into me on a weekly, daily basis, I would not be the woman you see standing here. A year ago, I was not this woman with this confidence, and you just don't understand my story. But one day I'll give that testimony. One day I'll give that testimony on my channel, but I'm telling you, God is good. You have got to get your mind straight if you want to be successful in life, period, in anything that you do. You can't worry about who's supporting you and who's not supporting you. You've got to worry about what is your goal, what is your purpose, what is God telling you to do, what is God leading you to do. If God is in it, you cannot fail. If God is in it, you cannot fail. You are victorious. You just have to keep going, and you have to believe that in your heart, and that comes through prayer and fasting. Okay, prayer and fasting. I will be doing a video on, I've already done one on prayer on my channel, and I'm also going to be doing one on fasting. It has changed my life, combining the two. People always talk about prayer, but people don't talk about fasting, and it's important to make a sacrifice. You have to make a sacrifice. You have to show your obedience and your allegiance to God. If you put those two things together, it's powerful. It has changed my life. I mean, to the point where I've even lost weight, and not like lost weight. I'm not talking about physical weight. I'm talking about worldly weight. Things that I used to worry about, I don't worry about anymore. Trying to fix everybody. I used to be a fixer. Want to fix everybody. Want to please everybody. I don't do that anymore.
Life doesn't work that way, because
it doesn't. Yes, sir. And in business, when you first start out, I think this is a key here. You might want to please everybody. You might want to oh my God, my business, I want it to be successful. Let me bring my prices down. Let me change the product. Let me add stuff to it. And you're doing yourself a disadvantage, because wherever you set your bar at, you want to be going higher. You don't want to set your bar way down here, or set your bar here, and then because you're not getting the feedback you want, then bring your bar down here. Because then people are not going to take your business seriously. I promise you, people, if you keep your bar here and keep going up, God will send you clients. God will send you patrons to patronize your business. But it all starts with your due diligence and your confidence. Okay, you have to be confident in your product. You have to be confident in what you're doing, and the right customers will come to you. Do not lowball yourself. Do not.
When you talk about confidence, it brings my mind to something. I've had people come to me, they make complaints like, I don't have confidence like doing ABC. I don't believe I can do this. Like, people just have this mindset that they can't do certain things, maybe because of certain reasons, majorly because of what they think they are, because they have this mindset that they are not who they want to be. Right. And I always remind people, yes, you're not who you want to be, but you have to be that person in your mind for you to become that person.
Yes. That's
because
right.
Everything that happens around us, everything that happens around us, starts from within us.
That's right.
You change the mind to change the life.
Yes.
If you want to transform the life of a person, you have to transform their mind in order to transform their life. You don't start from their physical appearance. You focus on their inbuilt person, the inbuilt person in there. That's the mind. And it's all same boils down in, you talk about business, you talk about personal growth, it have to start from the mind. By
Yes.
renewal of the mind, the
Yes.
outer part begins to
Daily.
get transformed.
Mm,
It begins
that's
to
right.
get transformed. So
That's right.
when we take this down to business, we talk about taking it down to structuring the business much more effectively. Every
Yes.
successful business needs structure, and the structure
Yes.
talks about the foundation of the business.
Yes.
That is the mind of the business. Every business has a mind, it has a structure. And the right kind of structure being put in place is actually what will lead to the success of that business. The
Yes.
Bible puts it somehow, it say, if the foundation be destroyed, what can the righteous do? So for a business person, you need the right
Woo!
foundation. For a business person, you need the right foundation to move your business forward. When the
Yes.
foundation of a business is faulty,
Hmm.
it's going nowhere. It's going nowhere. Although there's
Yes.
still room for adjustment. That's the beautiful part of it. There's room for adjustment. When you
Yes.
realize you need to come to this awareness. I'm getting it wrong. And that is where coaching and mentorship comes in. When
Yes.
you look up to those who have achieved success in that area,
Hmm.
and you are willing to reach out your hands to them, let them lift you, and you are
Mm,
ready to learn the right strategies to implement in order to achieve success.
right.
And for you to achieve that, you talked about submission. One
Hmm.
has to bring the humility need to be in place.
Yes.
You need to
That's right.
take pride of it. Take
That's right.
pride of it. Submit to those who have the right strategies. It's
Yes.
not about age. It's not about age, because
No.
most times people look at age when they talk about coaching or mentorship. It has
No.
nothing to do with that.
Nothing. Nothing. That's right.
If
I
you
agree.
have a person who have gone ahead of you in this particular business, you could be older than the person. It doesn't matter. You
Hmm.
just need to calm down and learn. Learn the right strategies that will help
That's
you
right.
achieve success in that
That's
area.
right. That's
Same
right.
applicable to personal development, spiritual growth. It
Yes.
could be a young person, a teenager, but in as much as this person has what it takes to show you what you do not know, you have to
Hmm.
submit to the learning process.
Yes. That's
So,
right.
really, I want us to jump to, I want you to just, give an overview of what you feels could be the right approach to doing this stuff. I know we've talked about a whole lot of stuff that boils down to this, but I want you to, hit a punchline on hit a punchline as to, let it be like an advice to
Hmm.
someone out there, to a particular person in mind who really wants to move his or her life forward.
Hmm.
Let it sound like an advice. Do this particular thing to move it forward. I know we've talked a whole lot about that, but I want this to be like you watching us, you want to pin this down and run with it as a vision, as a blueprint, as the major thing you picked from this live session. So I just want you to do that real quick. What would be your advice for someone out there who would want to move his life forward or get started with something major? Could be a business, could be their purpose, could be their talent. What would be your advice?
Okay. So my advice, the first thing, the key thing for your foundation, you have to get a prayer life. You know, prayer is key. So I pray to God for direction and guidance on what He wants you to do. And once you receive that, then you want to just get started. Get started. Make a plan, set goals, write your plan down, set goals for yourself, realistic goals, not goals that are too big, just little steps. It could be just finding a business name, one day, the next day, finding, writing, your business, slogan or something like that. So you want to start small, but as you make progress, the Holy Spirit will minister to you and tell you what your next step is. So get started would be my next point. The next thing is you want to surround yourself with people that encourage, that you can share with, and that they will encourage your gift. They will encourage your plan.
That's
Okay.
very, yeah.
Yes, you need mentorship. And with me, I chose to have spiritual leaders. Well, God chose it for me. He's placed spiritual leaders in my life and, you know, business mentors in my life that, you know, are still developing me as we speak. And I'm thankful and grateful to them, but I'm more grateful to the humility that I've gained and learned in this process, because it doesn't always feel good. It doesn't always feel good to be corrected. It doesn't always feel good to humble yourself. But boy, the reward of humility is a blissful thing. Okay, so you have to be humble mindset. Okay, and don't be. And also another thing is, I used to be scared to ask. So don't be scared to ask for help when you need it or you need understanding on something. Do not be ashamed, because someone has to learn. You know, everybody started from someone, and there's always someone out there that is willing to help you. You know, with advice or direction if you're not sure how to do something. Like for me, I had problems with you know, the technical part of, you know, starting my YouTube channel. And my coach, Michael Kevin, showed me some direction on how to do it. And now, you know, I think I'm pretty good at it. And though I still have a lot to learn, there's always stuff to learn. Okay. So that's one key thing. Do not be unteachable. Do not be unteachable. And so the next thing is you just have to trust God. You have to trust God in the process. Like Michael Kevin said earlier, there are going to be times where, you know, you're not feeling like you're making progress. But you have to believe in the end goal. You have to see the end goal. Whatever that goal is, it could be just to finish a degree. It could be just to finish a certificate. It could be anything. Whatever it is, get started. Do something to help yourself. And as you move forward, your self-esteem will go up.
What you talked about was actually my blueprint as 2012.
Oh.
The year 2012, I had a single goal, and my goal was just to get my degree, just to get a degree, a bachelor in engineering. That was my only goal. Nothing else really mattered to me. I just wanted to get this done.
And, you know, and congratulations on achieving that goal. So, but you know, and then that's my point right there. You don't want to have too many goals on your plate at once. You know, you have to be focused. That's what I keep trying to stress. You cannot have 5 goals on your plate and think that you're going to be successful. You know, there's a saying that goes that there's a man who's good at everything but master of nothing. Okay.
Yes.
You don't want to be that man or woman that's a master of nothing. Okay. So you want to just, you know, stay like Kevin Michael said earlier. Michael Kevin, you want to stick with the plan. Stick with your plan. Okay. Trust God. Look to Him for guidance. Trust your spiritual and business mentors. Get a prayer life. That's key. That's number 1. And surround yourself around. Yes, that's key. And then you want to surround yourself around positive people that are going to push your gift, that are going to believe in you more than you believe in yourself, more than you believe in yourself, and push you to your next. You know, and it's important to find the right mentorship. I just want to spend a second on this, because not everybody that's out there is your mentor.
That's true.
That is important. That's one thing. Just because somebody is coaching or mentoring, it does not mean that they're your coach or your mentor. Because like the Bible says, my sheep will know my voice. Okay, so you might be with a mentor that doesn't seem to have enough time for you. When they speak, you don't really understand. Or you know, it's not fit. It's not a good fit, and you'll know this by your discernment inside. Don't force it. Politely bow out of that situation. Don't waste time there. It's not going to get any better, because when God leads you to mentorship, it's going to click automatically. It's not going to be forced. It's not going to be any question. Okay, so you just want, and that's when God is in the midst of everything in your life. That's why it's important to have Him as your foundation, because He's going to lead you. you know, and I'm guilty of this myself, being in my emotions and not thinking that I know better than God. And it never works out. It never works out. You cause yourself so much heartache and disappointment, and you waste something you can never get back, which is your time. Your time is valuable, okay? And anybody that is in your life with a leadership role will not waste your time, okay? You will know, you will be absorbing like a sponge, you know, and you will be wanting more. You will be wanting more. That's the feeling that you want to look to when you're dealing with mentorship. You're going to be wanting more of what they are feeding you. What are they pouring into you? Okay. That's how you know it's from God. Okay. So I hope that helps someone, but that really has helped me in my walk. And then you won't have, another thing is submitting. You won't have any problem with submitting to your leadership when it's sent from God.
That's true.
I'm telling you, you will not have any problem. If you're in a situation where you're having problems submitting, question that, because that might mean that is not your leader. That is not your, person. And you need to go back and pray on that manner. Pray on that, because, a lot of times, we're in a daily battle with our flesh. With our own wants and needs, and we have to align our business with the will of God for our life. The will of God is what's going to make it successful. If it's not God's will, it don't matter how many sleepless nights you put in, how many plans you make, it's not going to work. Okay, so if you want success, you have to follow God's blueprint for your business and your life.
I really want to appreciate you for that. This full of value, full of words, and it's really life transforming, I must say. And
glory to God.
An amazing section, and I'm grateful for this loads of value in here. I keep using this word loads of value because this is loaded. It's value, like.
Thank you, sir.
I really want to appreciate you for this session, and it's been awesome. It's been awesome. So, you watching us wherever you're viewing from, I just want you to know these are the blueprints or key strategies you can implement as to achieve peak performance, become a high value person. These have always been my interest, and as a young person, these have always been my area of interest. I just want to see myself evolve and become the next version of myself. And same, I want to see everyone out there. In doesn't matter the area you are attached in, you just have to make up your mind to be a high value person. It makes you appear much more unique, more attractive, much more respected. So you want to be this person who people look up to. Yeah, you had people who lifted you. You also have the call to lift others, be it a business, personal growth, whatsoever it is. You have people mentor and coach you. You also have the role to do same for others. So, and the only way you're going to do this effectively is to become a high value person. So people merely looking at you, they are learning from you directly or indirectly. It happens automatically, and you just have to position yourself and become a high value person. So at this juncture, I want to appreciate everyone who joined us for tonight's event, and we'll be drawing the curtain at this point because I know we can go on and on and on, but we just have to draw the curtain so it don't become too big to consume. We just have to compress the whole value into this session, and I know this will move the life of and business of someone out there forward. So you who tuned in tonight, I really want to say thank you for being part of tonight's event. And then Leslie, I really want to appreciate you for being part of this vision, for joining me tonight, for sharing on my platform. It's a rare privilege, and I count it as an honor to have you here.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. It's my honor. It's my honor. Thank you so much, sir, for having me, believing in me.
I'm really grateful. I'm really grateful.
Yes.
So at this point, I just want to say real quick, there's no questions on the comment section, no questions. Like the audience, we are just flowing with us, and I think you have any question, just feel free to drop it on the comment section, and you'll get response on the comment section. So once again, thanks for tuning in. At this point, I just want to say good night to you all. See you next time, and we are going to be doing this. Sure, we're going to be doing this again because it's really worth it. It's really worth it.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, that reminds me. Okay, from the onset, you already introduced yourself. Friends, I would like you to check out what Dan Leslie is doing on YouTube and
Oh,
Facebook.
yes.
You will actually love the stuff she's doing out there. She's doing an amazing job. She talks
Oh,
about faith and purpose, and I know to most of you who will be interested in learning more in this area, just try check her out. That's her name right there, and
bless you.
you'll be amazed. So, wow. Chidozie, who is just tuning in, it's good to have you. Thanks for joining. We are already rounding off. You can watch the replay of this video. For those of you who are just coming up, just drop where you're watching from, and I'm grateful to have you. So, good night at this point. See you next time. I will bring you much more value. Yeah, it's assured, I assure you of that. Expect much value. Also, do well to check out my YouTube channel, Michael Kevin TV. There are a whole lot of video content that will help you, and yeah, life transforming. I talk about purpose, I
Yes,
talk about
it
business.
is.
You're going to really learn a lot from there. So
Yes.
I think I've said this good night enough, and we just have to. So thank you once again. Thank you. So good night, friends.
Good night.